Is VGK the top team in the National Hockey League through the second week of the season? We'll talk about it next right here on Lockdown Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone from Las Vegas. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. I'm a longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the Believe in Vegas podcast. And Chris is the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports, the host of the new Hockey News collectible show starring the one and only Chris Golick. Now, coming up on today's show, we'll also talk about Pavel Dorofeyev and some of the metrics that show his greatness early in the season. And also, we'll talk about the defense for VGK and how they're playing of late, minus half of the team, half of their mainstays from a season ago. You can now catch us every day on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Tune in 1 o'clock Monday through Friday, SSSEN, and you could find it on YouTube TV or on Cox Cable Channel 77. We are statewide, folks. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com. So, Chris, the question from the top, is VGK the top team in the National Hockey League? I know it's kind of early, of course, a short sample size, as they say in the game. And VGK and Colorado, which lost to Utah in overtime last night, are the only two teams currently without a regulation loss. Each of the two teams 5-0-2. But the way that the Golden Knights have played early on, it could be hard to leave the Golden Knights out of the top spot in the power rankings. I know CBS Sports has the Golden Knights ranked at the very top.
Yeah, so CBS Sports, Scott Erskine, nice article, kind of a little bit of commentary about each team and where they sit. Erskine ranks them 1, 2, 3. It looks like it goes VGK, Colorado, Winnipeg, Detroit, and Carolina round out the top 5. Money Puck, which is strictly analytical as far as a ton of metrics. We'll just keep it nice and simple right there. Money Puck has the top 5, and this is as of today. This is live as of Wednesday the 22nd at midnight Eastern. Colorado, Carolina, who Vegas just beat, and the Golden Knights top 3, Stars and Oilers rounding out the top 5 right there. And we're splitting hairs a little bit, trying to argue, 6, 7, 8 games into the season here. But for me, you look at what VGK has done, especially in that Carolina game. It's not like Carolina was just on a travel day. It's not like it was the first game of the road trip or the last game of the road trip. They're in the midst of a successful road trip, and the Golden Knights, after losing Aiden Hill early, without Mark Stone, without Noah Hannafin, without Brett Howden, handled them pretty well. I mean, it was a close game. It was in the balance, and the Barbashev late goal obviously set him ahead a little bit, as Tony loved to bring that up, get him going early. But long story short, is VGK the best team in the NHL so far, and why not? Why not?
I have to wonder if this Golden Knights offense, or when the offense slows down, averaging 4 goals per victory this young season. So they're scoring goals, and of course, they're getting a lot of shots on goal as well.
Couple things. One, the shooters are ahead of the goaltending. That's not just a VGK thing. That's traditional in the NHL, and the goalies will catch up, and scoring will drop for all the teams. But again, you look at what Dorofeyev is doing. You look at what Mark Stone was doing. Unfortunate injury. He'll be out for at least another 5-6 weeks at this point. You look at what Jack Eichel is doing. Mitch Marner, I think, is on 4 or 5 multi-point games in a row. It's pretty spectacular what's happening right now with all this scoring. And will it slow down? And probably at some point, sure, but it's going to slow down more, not because the Golden Knights are playing bad or anything like that, just kind of a traditional ebbs and flows. And again, another Cassidy team out to a hot start, and come December, January, we'll see what's happening, especially as these injuries are mounting up. And that's the major concern right now. The Golden Knights are Eichel or Marner or Dorofeyev injury away from putting a lot of salt on a fun start to the show.
Did VGK bring up anyone to take the spot of Mark Stone while you were at the pumpkin patch yesterday?
We were at the pumpkin patch nice and early.
I
Gilcrease
saw that.
Orchard, a lot of fun, especially go there if you can go there during the
Saw
week
that.
instead of over the weekend. A
You
lot of
know
fun.
what? The crazy thing, I've never been there, but it's lovely. I see a
No,
lot of
we had a
friends
nice
out
time. We
there.
had a nice time, but no roster call ups as of yet. We're waiting to see because Mark Stone is on IR, so the VGK does have a roster spot. You have to assume something will happen for the road trip. They'll need an insurance policy. And then with the goaltending, of course, I mean, unless Aiden Hill, miraculous recovery and this injury is absolutely nothing. You expect to see Carl Lindbaum called up and him to likely get a look during this roadie.
So now we'll see VGK. They'll be tested, I think, for the first time this season, playing the
They
three
were
games
tested against Carolina, theoretically, Tony.
Well, on the East Coast, they'll play 3 games, but is Carolina a good team? And remember in the playoffs what they looked like? A small-ish team. Remember all those, like a lot of folks just were saying they were just too small to win the cup. And of course, we saw over the course of a series what Florida did, but I'm just wondering if they are that good. That's it. That's the best team they've played so far. So that's a litmus test right there.
I mean, you have the opinion power ranking having them not far behind VGK. You have the analytical power ranking from Money Puck having them ahead of the Golden Knights. So Carolina is going to be a very, very good team. Definitely were not at their best when they played the Golden Knights, and the Golden Knights were not at their best either. I mean, the result was good for the Golden Knights. But I'm with you. Like Carolina, much like Toronto, now Carolina makes it out of the first and second round. That's the difference, but there's still something to prove. Can they perform in the conference final? They have no problem getting to the conference final, but they've been handled, I guess, putting it very mildly, their last few trips to the conference final here. So Carolina's a good regular season team. I'll put the Dallas Stars in that same conversation, a really good regular season team. When the chips are down and you have to win to advance or win to get to a cup or win a Stanley Cup, much like the Winnipeg Jets, we can keep going on and on here for a little bit. These are great regular season teams that just have significant breakdowns. And the Golden Knights have made it to the promised land in the last few seasons. And if things keep going well, there's a very good chance you will see VGK in no less than the conference final. Hopefully they budget for that.
I'm curious now, too, the health of this team starting to catch up, and it's very early.
Big problem.
How long does Brendan Saad stay on the top line, and who would replace him at this juncture? And can we see Mitchie Marner? It's Marner Wednesday. Can we see Marner back on the top line?
Everything is in play right now, but the Golden Knights are scoring goals and performing, having them on 2 separate lines right now. And no one's happier than Pavel Dorofeyev, who's going to get to hang out with Mitch Marner a little bit and is, hopefully 60, 65 assists throughout the season. Brandon Saad, listen, I'm not sold on him being a great player at this stage of the game. I wasn't sold on the signing of him as well. But with the situation, with everything happening, Brandon Saad is the best player to fit the role of the top line in the absence of if Mitch Marner's not going to be up there, of course, with Mark Stone's injury. Brandon Saad, I don't have his numbers up here, but longtime NHL journeyman, multi-Stanley Cup winner. He knows what it takes to perform in this circumstance. And you're going to get some juice when you're on a line with Jack Eichel. I think the hockey stat card, the report card that comes out after every game. I think it was Eichel, Barbashev, Saad 1, 2, and 3. So Saad had an effective game. It's hard not to have an effective game with Jack as your center, but still, you have to get in there. You have to fill the role, and Saad's going to score a few important goals as long as he does remain on that top line.
So back to the major question, and the question that we started off with, is VGK the best team in the National Hockey League through the first couple of weeks? And the way that they're playing right now, it's hard to debate. And in all those victories, they're scoring goals. And the top forwards, we'll talk about defense later, but the forwards in the top 6 especially, or you can even go top 9, are putting a lot of pucks on net.
For sure. I mean, like you said, defense we'll talk more later, but the defense has been better than average. Very, very good considering the circumstances. The big boys who are, presumed to lead this team are leading this team. Dorofeyev going to become Denarofeyev, definitely doing a great job.
Whoa. The intern is at it today.
Yeah. So yeah, long story short, Golden Knights, I am with you. They do deserve to be
Dorofeyev.
tops of the power ranks right now through the first 7 games, and the team can only get better unless injuries continue to mess with them.
Coming up next, the latest Edge advanced stats tell us what we're seeing and what we saw all of last season and the early part of this campaign. Pavel Dorofeyev could become a superstar in the making. We examine some of his metrics next and where Dorofeyev currently ranks amongst the players in the NHL. We'll do that next right here on Lockdown Golden Knights. The NFL season is now 7 weeks into the season, about 40%, 40% completed. And there are still a lot of football games to be played. And that's why you need to check out FanDuel, because right now, new customers can bet just $5. And in return, if that bet wins, you'll receive $300 in bonus bets that you can use across the application. Again, pick a bet, put down $5. If it hits, you'll unlock $300. And the best part about FanDuel is that you get paid immediately after the score goes final. That's what I like about it. And I love all of the FanDuel props. You can build the parlays, same game parlays, and you can try the player props and, of course, bet in game. The NBA last night tipped off, and I was watching in game, and I would have went the wrong way on several occasions. But it does make watching football and all sports even more exciting. You've got a little juice on the game. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com today. Download the FanDuel app and get things started. And we are also brought to you today by Rugiet. That's right. Let's be real. Making excuses a lot of the times is not going to get things done, won't solve anything. We've heard it before. Well, it's just stress. I'm tired. Or it happens to everyone sometimes. But when it comes to performance, sometimes your body just needs a little extra support. And that's where Rugiet comes in. Rugiet offers fast-acting, doctor-prescribed treatments for ED, and it's designed to help you stop making excuses and start making some moves. Rugiet makes you get things started. That's right. And you could just connect with the board-certified doctors that they have 100% online. No awkward waiting rooms, no in-person appointments, and if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly straight to your door. So visit Rugiet today. It's RUGIET, RUGIET.com/LockedOnNHL to get 15% off your first order. RUGIET and .com/LockedOnNHL. And don't forget, use our code LockedOnNHL so they know that we sent you. Again, Rugiet, stop making excuses and start making moves. What were you grumbling about there? You okay? Everything good? We heard you grumbling. Oh, maybe that was your stomach.
It could have been.
The other day, we were ready to start the show, and Golick goes, I need to have like a banana or something.
I've done that a couple times, absolutely.
The stomach was just growling. We appreciate everyone making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe to our Lockdown Golden Knights YouTube channel. And don't forget Friday's WTF Day round here. So let's talk about Pavel Dorofeyev. He's taken another step forward and comes off of the 35-goal season a year ago. And through 7 games, he has 7 goals already. And you get the feeling that he's just scratching the surface. He looks so confident. And there was a stat that we dug up on the Edge statistics. Since January the 1st, he's tied for second in regular season goals, currently with 29. He's had 29 since January the 1st. And he ain't done yet, folks. He's just getting started for real.
The development of Dorofeyev is just awesome. And again, Golden Knights get dragged when it comes to a lot of things as far as development and drafting and trading everybody. Well, let's talk about, I love just bringing this up. He was a round 3 pick in the 2019 NHL entry draft, number 79 overall. But still, what gets me here is his 2018-2019 KHL campaign, 23 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. Good job, Dorofeyev. He played with, I'm not sure this is lower than the KHL, but RUS/MHL. I'm assuming that's maybe a little lower in the KHL. In 2018-2019, 31 points in 19 games. Okay, cool. KHL, he plays 48 games in 2019-20 with the, oh boy, Magnitogorsk Malberg. I have no idea which one is the city or the name. He had 7 points. I want to know what the scouting saw in Dorofeyev to get this guy into North America, to get him in Henderson, to get him at the Orleans Arena. That's where he developed his game, at the Orleans Arena. Not too many games in Henderson, and where this came from. So magnificent job. This feels like one of the scouts who, is just kind of, hey, I got a hunch about this guy. I don't have a lot of stats here. I don't have a lot to go off of, but just do me this one. Get this guy. Sure enough, whoever can put their name behind Dorofeyev better be getting a nice little Christmas bonus.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And maybe like some of the other players, they scouted him 157 times, in the K.
He didn't play 157 games in the KHL. He played like 78.
All right. So maybe in scrimmages and such. So some of the NHL's edge metrics ranks 4th in the hardest shot for forwards, clocked over 93 miles per hour.
For a 194-pound tall dude, that's pretty solid. Keep going.
And they say that he's amongst the leaders for long-range shots on goal. And that puts him in the 96th percentile, I saw in this article. And he leads the league in goals from the right side, as we know, especially with the prowess there on the power play. Thank you, Mark Stone, just across the crease. No one's there defensively. Don't understand that. But 4 power play goals, we know. And that's a sweet spot, right? But we've also seen his versatility, because after teams overplayed him on the right side, he moves to the left and he's equally as effective. He's very versatile.
How about goals from the right side here? Leads the league in snapshots 5, goals from the right side 4. I mean, these NHL edge stats are very interesting to kind of go.
I just said that. That's good. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't hear. I'm sorry. I was so focused on saying
I wasn't paying attention. Okay, yeah.
I need a banana right now. But point being is,
you were out of the pumpkin patch, I think.
That's good. His brain, his hockey IQ. Like sometimes players are smarter than their skill set is. Sometimes players' skill set doesn't match their brain as far as their hockey ability and hockey IQ. And now it's all coming together. Maybe last season Dorofeyev was just shooting anything and everything, and had some very good puck luck. Now this is showing this isn't puck luck. This isn't Dorofeyev just getting the right circumstances and just getting lucky. Like, I don't know how else to say this here. You look at his goal in tight the other night against Freddie Anderson, pulling off the Peter Forsberg. But then you look at him, he had a power play goal from the left circle a couple of games ago. Everyone thought he could only score from the right side. He's got a great snapshots, and Coach Cassidy is using him on the offensive side of the puck a ton. If there's a low zone faceoff, Dorofeyev's line is coming out there, it seems like right now.
I saw a real interesting edge stat, and we hate to get too geeky on you, but this is something that
no stinking spreadsheets.
Yeah, no stinking spreadsheets. They're saying the average shot attempt on a power play, this is so intricate, it comes at a 20-degree angle. And Dorofeyev is shooting at a 41-degree angle. So he's like by far leaps and bounds on the power play. He's shooting at the odd angle there, because most of the shots on power play come at just a 20-degree angle. He's like double that. That's a crazy stat in Russian or otherwise.
No, it's very interesting. I mean, I'm picturing the protractor out there and just charting all this. I mean, listen, it's a joy to watch Dorofeyev becoming who he is, and now we have another roster salary drama. How long is he going to sign, and is there going to be an offer sheet? Is someone else going to match? And this is going to be next season's drama. Assuming Dorofeyev doesn't get locked down, you have to wonder what McCrimmon and co are thinking right now. I mean, if there's a path to 8x8, sign this right right now,
There's
that would be
no stinking
magnificent. But I
way.
don't think 8 times 8's even in play anymore.
No, that's not in play. He's
I don't
about
think it's in
10,
play.
11, maybe 12. He
I
can
think
get
maybe
12.
he might take 9 just to do it.
No,
You
no,
don't think so?
unless no, no, no. I don't think so. I think he's at least 9, 10 minimum, 11, 12 on the max side. He can get the money. And he ranks highly among forwards in offensive zone time. And VGK against the Hurricanes, we saw it pay off because he did have the puck a lot in the offensive zone, pay dividends, scores his 7th goal of the season. Coming up next, we are going to be talking about the makeshift VGK defense. They've done pretty well here, especially the past few games. We'll talk about it next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Most people, cannot name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's the 401k or 401ks, the properties or investments, all of that. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money, and it's an all-in-one personal financial tool that helps you out, and it brings all of your entire financial life together, and it does it in one clean, easy-to-use interface. And that can be found on your laptop or your phone. No stinking spreadsheets, as we've said repeatedly here. But Monarch's built for the busy people, people that have busy lives, that are out at the pumpkin patch or whatever. And if you put off organizing your finances, then Monarch is definitely for you. It does all the heavy lifting for you. You can link all of your accounts in just a matter of minutes. You can see all the data, all the visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and you could finally feel in control of all your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Do it today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com. And you just do this in your browser. You'll receive half off of your first year. That's 50% off of your first year at monarchmoney.com, and use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. Welcome back. Tony Cardasco and Peter Pumpkin reporting from Las Vegas. We appreciate you. The way that you said, I thought that it was like some sort of farm equipment. You said protractor, not protractor. Like you said protractor. We appreciate you making us your first listen, right? Every day. We appreciate everyone, especially our everydayers. Out of control. Okay, so currently you look at the
Pumpkins right here.
Whoa. That's all you got?
No, we got a bunch outside. I got a few pumpkins for my background for my sports cards and stuff. But yeah,
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw you carrying like a big one. Did they weigh them by the pound? Like, how do they charge?
Yeah, they weigh on the way out, and then they, you got to wonder how the scales are and stuff. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, and then the Vegas tax, I'm sure, for sure. Okay, so Noah Hannafin currently out. Nick Cage is in Nashville. Alex Pietrangelo is on LTIR, perhaps never playing again. So that is half of the defensive core from a season ago, right? If you look at it that way. So how, Chris, has the defense kept it together? They have given up just 2 goals over the past 2 games against Cal, Gary, and Carolina.
Hannafin's -1, only played the first game of the season. That just strange game against the Kings. Drop that game. Who cares about that? Looking at the plus-minus ratings of all the defense, Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore. McNabb 1, Theodore +2. Just stopping right there for a second. They have a more responsible job now. They're, especially without Hannafin out there, they are now all of a sudden the shutdown line. They're the shutdown defense. They're the top pairing right now, which is a much different role for Shea Theodore, and he's handling it. So let's just start right there. And then going to the other defenseman, Jeremy Lauzon, as much as we're dogging him, he's a +2 right now. Korzak, young player, rookie-ish campaign, +3. Ben Hutton, +3. Zach Whitecloud, who you and I are both not excited about, who you and I both pull no punch. We definitely don't give him any leash. Zach Whitecloud, who got beat twice very badly in the Carolina Hurricanes game. Zach Whitecloud, who I say should not be in the top 4. Mm-hmm. Zach Whitecloud is a +4, and he's the highest rated defenseman as far as plus-minus ratings. So it may not look that pretty on the ice sometimes, but the team is winning. they're not giving up goals, and Zach Whitecloud is no small part of that. Zach Whitecloud is doing well from a stats perspective. So the defense can only get better throughout the season. The goaltending is going to catch up. So this is why I do feel, going back to our top segment, why VGK is the best team in the NHL, unbiased, homer perspective, whatever.
Homerville.
But the defense is only going to get better. And someone like Whitecloud is going to grow into his role a little bit more. I'm definitely much more on I trust Zach a lot more than I did coming into the season. And all the defense is getting it done right now. I mean, Lazan should get a little bit better, and hopefully he'll win a fight or two.
Yeah, maybe he'll win a fight. I know he just hits everything in sight. Noah Hannafin, he missed his 6th game of the season on Monday night. Now, it's crazy. He's already missed as many games as he's missed in his previous 4 seasons. How crazy is that? That's
stat.
So he played 81 games, 21, 22, 80 games even in the 23-24 season where he played for the Flames and for VGK, and 80 games last season. So he's already missed 6 games, which ties as many games as he's missed over the past 4 seasons. So that's a crazy stat. And it's questionable, right? Still, that Hannafin travels for the 3-game road swing with the team. Do you think he'll be
I think he's been skating, so I think he will travel. Whether he draws in or not is another story. We've seen
a lot of card games and the sun and the beach.
We've seen players travel and not draw in before. I think that's happened with Shea Theodore in the past and other players who are coming back. So, and I mean, listen, if I'm a player, I'd rather do the South Florida trip versus going out to the Northeast or something like that. Come November and December.
Cassidy's left already. He's in Florida. He's on the beach.
Hey, it's all good. They got practice today, but yeah.
South
so
Beach,
I mean, listen, when Hannafin comes back, it's only going to help this team, I believe, and it's going to help spread the minutes out a little bit. Hannafin, I think, he played like 26 games or 26 or 24 minutes in some of the preseason games or something ridiculous like that. Hannafin projects to be the minutes and time on ice leader of the defensemen. So again, can only get better. And me, you, other shows, other journalists, whatever may have you, all concerned about the defense and the goaltending coming in. Those boxes have been checked despite injuries and concerns. So good, very good so far.
Well, scoring for defensemen, only Caden Gorzak has a goal.
Slight concern, but when Dorofeyev's on a pace for 80 goals, who cares?
Yeah, so sooner or later, though, because they have the offensive firepower in front of them, but sooner or later that dries up. So they have to depend on the defense to score goals.
Yep.
Legitimate question, right? We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers. I got it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, we'll be back again tomorrow, and make sure that you follow us. I'm Tony Cardasco for Chris Golick. See you tomorrow right here on Lockdown Golden Knights.